Good afternoon, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you number 61 of the Catechism with respect to Abraham's covenant with God. It's really the last part of this area where it's really the old and the new school coming together now, being celebrated in our church's history of the Catholic faith. But I want to share a bigger theme of that old and new school, right? Where do you see the old teachers and the old ways in your life in different ways being used to where you can really change and improve your life with you as the new school, right? And how do we as young people step into play to really take charge of the world and really make it a better place for other people? This will be a great topic to discuss. So let's get this started. So here's number 61 of the Catechism with respect to Abraham's covenant with God, the final number of the section. So 61. The patriarchs, prophets, and certain other Old Testament figures have been and always will be honored as saints in all the church's liturgical traditions. And there is something really nice to consider with that statement, because when we think about tradition, when we think about the richness of a faith, that really comes into play with regard to the Catholic faith in this respect, because we want to respect the old and the new together. And then I think something to consider is it's really the bond of the Old and the New Testament. Those messages, especially from the Catholic perspective, where we really, in the Old Testament, we get to see the old prophets. They really were leading the way for the new, especially for people who never knew about God or the covenants with Moses, Abraham, etc., Noah. But when you connect those with the New Testament, especially with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, wow, what a revelation that comes to be. And people will argue that the New Testament is really the Old Testament and unveil. It is really the message that was hidden from the old brought out into the new. And I think another thing to consider is when you look at that message being related now to the new people, how do we relate a message that is old as time really to this new age? And how is that going to help people in today's world and the needs? And I think that is where being a teacher really is the way to go about with any subject that you teach. You can learn all the methods, formulas you want, ways to teach, but if you cannot relate your ability, your skills, your knowledge to people in this age, then how are you going to really make a change in the world to help the younger generations grow? People will say, well, discipline and other factors come into play. Maybe there's things happening in the households. Of course, all those will be factors for sure. But in this moment, in this time, right now in the classroom, I guess for me, for this time right now on the YouTube channel, what can I offer right now that can really help you? Because I don't know you, I will never teach a class with you or a student affiliated with you, whatever. But the thing is, what can I teach in this few minutes of a window with you in this moment to really drive an old lesson to something new today? And to me, it's like, if you want to translate to the new era, why not learn some of the old methods? Why not make something fun from the old into the new? And I think that is the way to go. And I think that's always has helped me be a teacher, helping kids at my church, people across my work, other clients, and connecting these ideas with people, because I realize, hey, this information is not for me to be selfish to hold on to. I have to really be willing to pass it on to other people so that they become leaders in their own right, help them, their families, friends, neighbors, etc. So that way, maybe that knowledge, I may not see the fruits of their labor, but I may have hope that they may use it for a greater good, right? And it's okay. As a teacher, we should not be selfish of the outcome of what people look or do with regards to the lessons that we teach them. Really, we should give the lesson and then just let the student grow and be good, right? You must have hope that your student has picked up something great from you, and have that faith, that hope that that person really grows into something great. And I think that is the covenant also I mentioned in an earlier video today from another video, where God kept his promise with everybody. And I think by keeping his promise with the prophets into the New Testament in that transition, right, God is hoping that his leaders step up and they come into play. And yes, we call on him, our Lord, to help us in different ways throughout time. But I think as leaders, we will need to step up, and that is us trusting in God's plan that he gave us the keys to really do good things. And so where do you feel like you must make that change in life? Where do you feel that you need to make that leap of faith in order to help people in your community? And what lessons do you want to teach to the other people? And how are you going to make those fun lessons as well in your capacity and becoming a stronger unique teacher in that way. Just consider ways to improve your skills as far as teaching, but also making it relatable to other people. And maybe considering, okay, maybe if I'm not a visual learner, or the people I'm teaching may not learn visually, how can I make an interpretation through hearing or other visual aids to help along the way? So just things to consider as far as being a teacher, teaching different lessons to students. But I hope this video finds you well in the middle of the day. Hope you all are doing great. And always remember, you have the ability to make the old ways fun in the new times too. You can do it. Yes, you can. All right, everybody. Hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.